Jeshua, you are free, and you have always been free. Humanity's awakening is precisely on schedule because it is God's schedule, and what she wills happens precisely as divinely intended. The present chaos and confusion across the world is a massive clearance operation, as all that is not in total alignment with love dissolves back into the meaningless and unreal state of non-existence from which it seems to have been brought forth. That state has never existed. It was but a mental construct, a chimera or fantasy in which you sought to experience the unreal, independence and separation from mother/father/God, because you had a momentary idea that such a state or condition would give you even more freedom than the vast infinitude of freedom into which you were birthed at the moment of your creation. Unreality has never existed and never could exist because there is only love, which is total freedom, total acceptance, and total awareness in every moment of your oneness with God in eternal joy. Yes, you are free, and you have always been free because that is the natural state in which you were created from love as beings of love. You have never left that state. However, because you constructed an amazing fantasy, you are one with God and you do have her infinite power, and entered into it, it always appears very real to you, because that was your intent when you brought it into being. Within it, you rely on your physical body's senses and intelligence to help you understand your environment, which as you are aware are severely limited, therefore it is extremely difficult for you to believe that the life in which you are engaged as humans is a fantasy. It seems far too real and painful to be unreal. This ongoing experience of unreality, a severely limited and very temporary life in form, is a direct result of your collective choice to do your own thing, and live lives separate from one another and alone. As soon as you entered into that state, fear naturally arose because it immediately seemed to you that you were in a very unsafe situation, lacking almost everything you needed to support you as humans in a physical environment that was completely unaware of you. In reality, at one with God, you know that you are safe because there is no such place as an unsafe state. Reality is perfection, a state which is without any needs or any lack, a state of utter and total joy. To find yourselves removed from that state obviously terrified you, and you fabricated the ego, an unreal second self, to have someone with whom you could converse and from whom you could seek guidance on how to deal with the problems. There are no problems except for the ones that you yourselves concoct, which appeared to surround you, threatening your existence. Many of you have been waiting expectantly for what seems to be a very long time for humanity to awaken or to ascend, that is to become fully aware of the reality of love that each one of you is, and to live in a state of constant peace and joy. Well, of course, time is a major aspect of the unreal, and within that unreal environment it does seem that you have spent many years, even eons, waiting to experience heaven on earth. One of the reasons this does not appear to be coming to fruition is because the vast majority of humans continue to engage with the drama of right and wrong, and then choose to make judgments that justify engaging in conflict with those judged to be wrong. When people focus the major part of their attention there, they are effectively choosing to block their comprehension of their true nature, love, from their conscious awareness, thus permitting themselves to judge and condemn others and feel totally justified in doing so. I told you 2,000 years ago to love one another as I have loved you, and I constantly demonstrated love in action so that you would learn to do likewise. Unfortunately, after my physical death, much energy was wasted judging and condemning those who crucified me, and over the years judgment and condemnation of wrongdoers has persisted. As I also told you, when we came upon a crowd stoning a woman it had condemned, let he who is without sin cast the first stone. It is clear to anyone that all are sinners, and that love never condemns or punishes anyone. To awaken is to cease and desist blaming and judging others and instead, to seek to help them understand from where their anger and resentment is arising, which is thus leading them to molest and mistreat others. Indeed, many are most lovingly giving their lives in service to others, and for this they are most highly honored. Now is the moment to intend to become fully aware that love is your real nature, and then to live from that knowledge, demonstrating love as your life force or energy field. Every human is incarnate to release all to which they have been clinging that is not in alignment with love. This is the purpose for which you chose to experience life as a human. Many are doing this now, and many more are choosing to do so every day. Awareness that love is your true nature is spreading throughout humanity, and it is leading to an understanding of the absolute insanity of engaging in conflict. An understanding that is intensified as you see the painful and heartbreaking results of conflicts all over the world, whether to gain military, political, economic, or religious advantage, or due to poverty or plain righteousness over imposed mistreatment by some on others, and the ensuing destruction of lives and living environments of large numbers of people. This increasing awareness that major changes are essential in the way that people interact with one another all over the world is most effectively leading towards more appropriate ways to deal with disagreement, open discussion where all listen and honor the others, instead of attempting to shout down those who hold a different perspective or opinion. There is room for all opinions and perspectives to be expressed so that everyone feels heard. And if those involved in such discussions remember to set the intent to be only loving whatever arises, then the discussions will lead to positive outcomes for all involved. Please ensure that you spend quiet time alone daily at your holy inner sanctuaries, inviting love into your hearts. Doing just this brings you an enormous sense of peace and optimism, and others with whom you interact will feel it, and any anxiety they may be experiencing will lessen. Remember, each one just being has an enormous effect on the whole of humanity. You incarnated to assist in and delight in humanity's collective awakening process. By just being, you are following your pre-planned life paths perfectly, and when you awaken, as you most definitely will, you will experience enormous joy as realization dawns on you of how well you have followed your paths. Your loving brother, Jesus. Thymus, the collective of ascended masters, what the ascended masters did on earth. Blessings. We are Thymus, we are the collective of ascended masters. We are here to teach you and to guide into the ways of spiritual mastery, because we know that many of you have reached that level of knowing that you are creators of your reality, and you want to know how to create more and to react less. First, you must accept that everything in your life as it is right now is your creation, and then you must come to the realization that you created whatever you created with your vibration. You must acknowledge and understand that everything that exists as it does in your life is there to get you to pay more attention to your vibration. We are not just talking about getting what you want and getting less, or none, of what you don't want. We are talking about your state of being and your way of being in the world. As you get to the point where those things matter to you more than what is happening and what is going to happen, you begin to pay more attention to your inner realm and everything that is contained within your inner realm. We advise you to be more curious about what's going on inside of you than you are about what's going on outside of you, and we also advise you to pay attention to the things that are outside of you in terms of how they affect what's going on inside of you. A lot of the answers that you seek in your lives can be found by observing your lives. If you pay attention to what brings you joy, then you are more likely to move in the direction of what brings you joy. If you recognize that when you focus on something over here, and then you feel a negative emotion, you are being guided in that moment to not focus so much on what's going on in that direction. We guide you into your hearts because we know that when you are heart-centered, you are present, you are grounded, and you are aware of how you are vibrating. Make yourselves more aware by practicing meditation and introspection. We also very much want you to enjoy your lives, and therefore, you must become aware of all the ways in which you are deciding that your life is not enjoyable as it is. You don't have to change everything outside of you in order to make your life more enjoyable, but you do need to change your perspective on certain things. You need to change how you are looking at the outside world so that you can feel differently about it when you do have to observe something that maybe you would rather not be focusing upon. Let your feelings guide you, and use your mind as a tool. Your mind is powerful, but you must take command of your mind in order to use that power that you have within you. The power of your focus could not possibly be overstated here. When you demonstrate to yourselves that you have a willingness to engage in some sort of spiritual practice, you know you are focusing yourself in a direction that serves you. Many of us in the Ascended Master realm are known for our acts of service. We are known as healers, teachers, compassionate and unconditionally loving beings, but we all had to find that within ourselves and for ourselves first. We needed to cultivate it within ourselves so that we could spread it to our communities and to the world at large. We realized that we needed to fill ourselves up first with love and light, with compassion and joy, and then we could set our sights on those who we incarnated to serve. And we helped and we healed as best we could, and now, from the 12th dimension, we can shower all of you with love, compassion, praise, and our teachings, and that is what we intend to do, because nothing brings us more joy today, in this moment, than to see one of you attaining spiritual mastery and walking as a master on planet Earth in service to others. That is all for now. We are Thymus, and we are the collective of Ascended Masters, and we are always amongst you.